What's up, guys? It's Network, and we're back with another video. Today we're talking about remove collections from your credit report in 4 days. This is Network, and this video is educational purposes only. So, introduction to collections and collection agencies. So, most of you guys have heard of collection agencies before, and you understand what their function are, understand what collections are. So, collection agencies are either hired by the original creditor or they purchase debts outright to collect money owed. Understanding how they work is essential for starting this process. So, understand the affidavits role. So, we're going to be using an affidavit for this method of removing uh, accounts from collections. So we're going to talk a little bit about affidavits. So what is an affidavit? Fact and truth. An affidavit is a sworn legal document where you declare facts that you believe to be true based on your knowledge. Once signed, it attests to the truthfulness of your statements under penalty of perjury. This affidavit is powerful a tool because it has legal standing. It remains valid until proven false. So why use an affidavit? So using an affidavit instead of regular dispute letters makes your claim much stronger. Regular dispute letters, 609 dispute letters, may remove items temporarily, but without strong legal claim collections can return. And we have multiple ways. It's multiple ways you can remove things from your credit report, guys. So this is just another way. So I'm just letting you know different ways you can get things removed from your credit report and different tools that you can pull out of your toolbox. Just in case one thing doesn't work, you can use another thing. So this is another method of being able to remove collections from your credit report. So the affidavit acts as a legally binding document that attaches truth to your dispute. Legal validity. The affidavit is considered true unless challenged by a valid counter affidavit. Collections are less likely to dispute this method due to the legal consequences. So how to write an affidavit. So I'm going to just show you briefly how an affidavit is supposed to look. So just take a look at the screen and you'll see basically how you can set it up, but I'll also say it verbally. But title and introduction, start the letter with a formal heading that identifies it as an affidavit and includes your name and the relevant information about the dispute. So as you see here, you can see the affidavit of dispute, then the date, and then your name, and then you're basically saying you submit the affidavit to dispute the information regarding, and then you put your information, and then you put the collection agency or the original creditor. Affidavit declaration. So in this section, you state that the information being disputed is either inaccurate or does not belong to you. Be sure to include any specific details about the collection account, such as the account number and the amount owed. So example of step 2. So then you put your name, hereby affirm that I'm disputing the following account, and then you put your account number. So I've been telling you guys that you can get certain sites like FICO. FICO can help you with your account numbers. Identity Q can help you with your account numbers for those accounts. So you can make sure that you put the proper account information on that affidavit, because if you don't put that proper account information on there, then you aren't going to be able to get it removed because it obviously isn't going to pull up the right account. So you have to make sure that that information is correct. Then you want to put, I declare under penalty or perjury that the information listed on my credit report regarding this account is inaccurate and I am disputing its validity. And once again, guys, all of this is educational purposes only. I am not a lawyer or anything like that. I'm just helping you guys out with the affidavit. So I affirm that I have no knowledge of this debt, nor does this account belong to me. This account was either incorrectly attributed to me or as a result of fraud. And then I am requesting this account be removed from my credit report as it does not meet the standards of verification required by law. So this is basically what your letter is going to say. You don't have to overcomplicate this, guys. You just need to make sure that you structure it correctly in the beginning, and then you can move on to those steps. So legal basis for the dispute. So explain the legal grounds on which you're disputing the account. So you should reference the Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, specifically Section 609, which gives you the right to dispute any inaccurate or incomplete information. So there it is right there, guys. It's 609, Section 609 Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So that's what you're going to be mentioning in the affidavit. So for example, this affidavit is made in accordance with Section 609 of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which grants me the right to dispute any information that is inaccurate, incomplete, or unverifiable on my credit report. The information I am disputing does not meet the standards of verification under the FCRA and therefore should be removed from my credit report. And once again, guys, you can do this for your normal credit reports, and you can also do this for your CPN credit report. So if you have something on that file that isn't supposed to be on that file, then you can run the same process for both of those types of files. So request for action. So you always want to give them an action that you want them to do, because you need to specifically let them know what is the resolve for this issue. So here you will specifically request that the credit bureau's creditor or collection agency takes the necessary actions to resolve the dispute, such as removing the collection account from your credit report. And also, you want to respectfully request that the collection agency provide proof of the validity of the debt listed in the account referenced above. So without such proof, this account has to be removed. So you want to let them know, without such proof, I request that this account be removed from my credit report within the time frame required by the FCRA. And that's usually they have to respond within 30 days. So please provide me with written response detailing the results of your investigation and the actions taken. Usually that's good enough for them to be able to remove that information from your credit report. So you definitely want to put this affidavit in, guys. If you already have tried the credit sweep method and the credit sweep method didn't work, then you can definitely try the second step, which is just go ahead and send this affidavit in. So Supporting documents. List any documents that you are attaching to your affidavit to support your claim. These could include proof of your identity, payment records, or any evidence proving that the debt is not valid. So let's say if they spelled your name wrong or spelled your information wrong or put wrong addresses on there, just send your information in, like a copy of your ID, showing them that the proper address or whatever address that you have that is the correct address, you want to send the document that matches that. Also attached to this affidavit are the following supporting documents: a copy of credit report showing the disputed account, a copy of identity theft report, and other supporting documentation relevant to the dispute. So you definitely want to go to identitytheft.gov and make a report with them as well, so you can attach that report. And that's also in the credit suite method. So if you haven't got that credit suite method from us, then you definitely want to grab that. Just click the link below, the Telegram, and we can help you out with that. So then you also want to put a closing statement. So finish the letter with a closing statement affirming that the information you have provided is true, and reiterate your request for action. So for example, I declare under penalty of perjury that the foregoing is true and correct to the best of my knowledge. I am requesting that this dispute be resolved promptly. Sincerely, your name, address, phone number, and email address. And then notarization. So since this is an affidavit, it must be notarized to be legally binding. So after completing the document, visit a notary public to have your signature witnessed and notarized. So you could definitely have people notarize your documents online. If you just look up notary, you can find one. They usually have notaries on Fiverr as well. So you just have to look that up. Just Google it. Make sure you find a notary. Maybe you'll find one in your area. It doesn't usually cost much, maybe 20, 30 bucks. And you want to get your affidavit notarized so it's legally binding. And once it's legally binding, it holds a lot more weight. So this is an example of an affidavit. So I'm not going to go fully through this, guys. I'm going to let you just see it here and maybe take a screenshot or however you want to do that. But it's just basically going over your introduction, your plaintiff, who's the defendant, and your full name, the account numbers, and the amount owed. And then also just declaring that the information on the credit report pertaining to this account is inaccurate, and it goes through all the details. So just take a look at that, screenshot it, and we're going to move on. So create your dispute letter. So turn your affidavit into a dispute letter, and your affidavit state clearly that the debt does not belong to you, reference section 609, and then this is going to be basically the same process. So this is just the process of taking the information like before, and if the information is about credit, then this information would be about like incorrect name. So it's basically the same process, guys. So we're not going to go through this whole slide right now. I'll go through it on the second part. So we'll see you on the next one.